So a recall for Danny Collins coming back in at central defence. And then up front, Danny Ward is recalled. He's going to lead the line on his own. He's going to be ably supported by Matt Derbyshire and Jerome Thomas. And that means that Leon Best, who started the game on Tuesday night, will go back to the substitutes bench. And the interesting inclusion on the bench for Rotherham United, and if he comes on, it will be his home debut. That's the number 34, Lloyd Doyley, signed by Neil Warnock. Made his debut against Burnley, but picked up an injury after that and has been missing for the last 3 games. But he's back, he's fit and available, and he's on the bench for Rotherham United this afternoon in what is a strong bench for the Millers. Chris Burt returning to that matchday squad as well, the man on loan from Nottingham Forest, who we've not seen for the last couple of games. Grant Ward on there too, Johnson, Clark Harris, Joe Newell. It's a very attacking bench too. Options for Neil Warnock to change things if he needs to later on in the game. So it's Rotherham United who will kick off here at the AFC New York Stadium. Red shirts with white trim, white shorts and red socks, kicking from left to right towards the mass ranks of Derby County supporters who have done well to get here considering the train issues across South Yorkshire this afternoon. Derby themselves in their light blue shirts, black shorts and white socks, and Derby will be kicking towards the Kop end in the first half. We're underway. David Webb blows his whistle. Sky Bet Championship action move for you once again from the ASL New York Stadium. It's Rotherham United with a ball into the channel, and the first free kick of the afternoon will go to Derby County as Lee Frecklington gallops over to the far side. He's upended the Derby holding midfielder, the former West Bromwich Albion man, George Thorne. It will be a free kick to Derby County just outside the penalty area. Sell out again for the second consecutive game in the away end, so that's 2,600 Derby County supporters who have made the short hop to South Yorkshire this afternoon. And Derby have it on the left-hand side with the left full-back, that's Marcus Olsen. And now the central defender is Shackle, who'll clear up towards halfway. Flicking field by Martin is swept forward by Kirk Broadfoot, headed away by Shackle, forward again by Richie Smallwood, then it's cleared by Olsen. Smallwood then cushions the ball down and Ince gets a foot on the ball, leaves it then for the number 34, George Thorne. Out to the right-hand side, Derby just inside their own half for the moment. Now the captain, Richard Keogh, loves to move forward with the ball, and he's lost it here, but he's very lucky to win it back there off the boot of Jerome Thomas. And that will be a theme for the Republic of Ireland international, Richard Keogh. He loves to run forward with the ball. I'm sure Rotherham United are looking to shut him down. That's a misplaced pass by Shackle. Here's Jerome Thomas. Midway through the Derby County half, Thomas into a central position, lays it off for Richie Smallwood, out to this near side, and Stephen Kelly. Kelly has support from Derbyshire on the near side. Derbyshire now, midway through the Derby half, wins a throw-in here off Olsen. Although the Derby County manager, Darren Wassall, was for some reason expecting a Derby throw there. Not sure what he was looking at. He was right on top of it, as was I, in front of our commentary position. Kelly plays it for Green here. Green, a former Derby County player, back to Broadfoot, bombs on in towards the edge of the area, just over the head of Danny Ward. Volley clear by the right full-back Cyrus Christie, another one who loves to get forward, Cyrus Christie. Popped up there by Danny Collins. It's the first time we've seen Danny Collins since the end of December. Back to league camp. I know a former Derby man, and 1 or 2 boos for the Rotherham United goalkeeper from the Derby fans. Camping all purple this afternoon. Usually wears light blue for home games. That will clash obviously with the Derby County away strip. Mattock with the throw on the far side for Rotherham United. Looking for Danny Ward, headed out of play by Christie. It's a Rotherham throw midway through the Derby half. Can't call upon the long throws here of Greg Halford. He's not available for suspension. So we'll see who's going to take on the honour. It's Mattock, and it's short to Thomas. Mattock then wins a throw after receiving the ball back from Jerome Thomas. That was off Christie once more. Level the edge of the Derby County penalty area. 3 minutes gone. Rotherham 0, Derby 0. Ball out of play there. Mattock couldn't keep it in, getting the return pass. So it's a Derby throw now. On the far side in the right full-back position, it's a Derby fans that you can hear in the background as they sense yet another assault on promotion to the Premier League. The Rams, who faded away badly at the back end of last season under Steve McLaren, which ultimately cost him his job. Steve McLaren replaced by Paul Clement, who seemed to have Derby steered in the right direction but was controversially removed from his position. And now Darren Wassall, the former youth team manager, has the job until the end of the season. Here's Stephen Kelly heading out of play for Rotherham United near side. Derby have a throw-in level with the edge of the Rotherham United penalty area on the left-hand side here at the AES New York Stadium. And Olsen it is who's going to take this throw in. Moving in front of him from the number 4 Bryson and from Bradley Johnson. Goes to Bryson. That was a poor ball, and that allowed Derbyshire to clear up towards halfway. Flicked on by Danny Ward. He'll chase his own flick here. KO across for Derby, the captain. I think he's now got the club captaincy back. It did go to Chris Baird. But Baird's featured sparingly so far for Derby this season as Shackle goes crossfield towards the far side, headed away by Mattock. Picked up by Jerome Thomas deep inside his own half. Tracked there all the way on the far side, and he's lost the ball there. Jerome Thomas had a couple of opportunities to get rid of that, and Derby pick it up midway through the Rotherham United half with a lively Tom Ince into the edge of the penalty area looking for Johnson. In steps Broadford, who clears up to halfway, and Danny Ward will chase him behind, and Danny Ward's got the better of Keogh. Danny Ward inside the area, Danny Ward tight angle, Ward with a shot, brilliant save, low to his left hand side there by Carson, and it's put out of play for a Rotherham throw, level with the edge of the penalty area. First real chance of the game, 5 minutes gone, and it's Danny Ward from a long ball forward there by Broadford, who sprinted in behind, and he forced a good save there from Carson. Ball behind now off Johnson. First corner of the afternoon goes to Rotherham United in front of the Derby fans to the right of our commentary position. There's a pretty innocuous shunt forward there by Broadfoot, but Ward sprinted away from Keogh, held off the challenge into the air on the left-hand side of the penalty area. The angle always favoured the goalkeeper. It was a good strike though from Danny Ward, and Carson made a good save low to his left-hand side. Corner kick, Mattock swings it in towards the 6-yard area, not down by Broadford, and it wasn't cleared in the 6-yard area, eventually booted away to Green. Now on the angle is Frecklington, turns in the cross, it's blocked, comes back to Frecklington once more, heads towards the byline, nails it off for Mattock, left-footed cross is poor, intercepted at the near post by Chris Martin. It's Derby's turn to try and break here, and then that's a very cynical trip by Joe Mattock there on Bryson, and the referee is going to bring it back here, and Mattock is going to go in the book, I think. Very early doors, 6 minutes, and it's going to be surely the first card. If the referee lets him off for this, he's not going to let him off. David Webb can hear some grumbles, but rightly so. That was a booking, definite booking. He was clear there, Bryson, and it was a cynical trip by Joe Mattock. Not quite sure how Kevin Blackwell has the cheek really to contest that one with the fourth official, if that's what he's doing. And it will be a free kick to Derby just inside their own half. 7 minutes gone, Rotherham 0, Derby 0. It's the home team that have made the brighter start to this game. Rotherham buoyed by 3 straight victories, looking to make it 4. Someone told me a stat that would be the first time they've made it 4 victories since 1982. Not sure if that's at this level or in general, but it's quite a stat if that is correct. I think I read that in the Rotherham Advertiser in the build-up to this game. This is Jason Shackle for Derby County, playing into the centre circle, and Thorne's got support from Bryson, but he'll go to the near side instead, and Martin pulling away from his central striking position, lays it off for Thorne once more. Good footballist from Derby County as they get Hendrick into the game now, another Irishman. Infield it goes to Bryson, to the edge of the penalty area, and Bradley Johnson. Back with Bryson once more, looks to his right, nothing on, drops it off for Thorne just outside the centre circle. He does play it to the right, and Cyrus Christie. Christie will go on the outside here of Thomas. Mattock should get across there and does so, and clears downfield. On as far as Thorne though, lays into path of Ince, and gets a return. Ince inside the area, into a real chance, saved by Camp, and Johnson, can he put the follow-up in? It's a tight angle, puts it across the penalty area, it's hooked away by Kirk Broadfoot. Rotherham United's turn to breathe heavily there, both sides having really good openings now. Here's Bryson, the attack is not over yet. Thorne down the line for Bryson once more, comes back for Olsen, infield, prodded to the end of the edge of the penalty area, laid off by Martin. Bryson with a chance to shoot, great challenge, what a challenge by Paul Green, and Rotherham United panic and clear up towards Thorne once more. Can't clear the lines at the moment, the Millets. Here's Martin on the angle of the penalty area, lays it off for Johnson. Johnson running towards the edge of the box, tracked by Derbyshire, comes off Derbyshire. Hendrick was an opportunity there to shoot, but he didn't get out of his feet quick enough. Out to Tom Ince now, he's got the overlap of Christie. Christie with a low cross into the 6-yard area. Sliding there was Collins to make the clearance. Good pressure from Derby County, throw on the far side. Level with the edge of the penalty area. It was a 1-2. Ince got into the box there. Probably should have done better. Wonderful save by Camp, but both goalkeepers called upon in the opening 9 minutes. It's still 0-0. Derby have been forced back to halfway now with Richard Keogh. in the centre circle, advances forward to Johnson. Johnson plays one in behind, looking for the run of Olsen. That's too strong from the former Leeds and Norwich man. Olsen had no chance of that. And Rotherham United, as they did a few times on Tuesday night in the first half, can breathe a sigh of relief. They didn't go behind there. I'd say that was a better chance than the Danny Ward one. Again, the angle probably favoured the goalkeeper, but they were much closer in there, Derby. About 10 yards out. Kemp made a great reaction save, and my first reaction was that Johnson would have had a tap in there, but it just ran across the 6-yard area away from Johnson. The angle was tight and he couldn't return it, and it remains 0-0. But Derby are on the attack again with Ince, who's causing problems early doors here. To the left-hand side it goes now, and Johnson, level the edge of the penalty area, floats across into the back post, up over the heads. It's nodded to the far stick, and Hendrick will retrieve it, still inside the area at the dead ball line. Hendrick forced outside of the box now by Richie Smallwood, trying to dig out across. He's going to go himself. He's gone down. He's gone to the ground. The referee said play on. Well, surely that's a booking for diving, but neither a free kick for either side was given there. Now Frecklington appeals a handball off of Bryson, not given. Ball in behind, looking for Derbyshire. He couldn't take it in his stride, and Jason Shackle can thank his lucky stars that touch that he got on the ball just put Derbyshire off, I think, there. Shackle should have got there, only got a toe on it, hit Derbyshire on the shin. He couldn't collect it, otherwise it would have been an on goal. Both defences showing signs of frailty early doors here in the opening 11 minutes of this game. A very entertaining start to this Sky Bet Championship clash, where it remains Rotherham United 0, Derby County 0. Keep up to date with scores from elsewhere in the Sky Bet Championship, and of course in the FA Cup, Premier League, and our other local sides that are in action around the country. Full-time earlier in the Premier League, it finished Norwich City 0, Manchester City 0. The full-time score in the Championship was Blackburn Rovers 1, Leeds United 2. Fulham lead Bristol City by a goal to 0 already in the Championship. Other local teams, Bradford City 1, Doncaster Rovers 0. I think I've just seen Sheffield United go 1-up on Oldham. I have. That was also a latest score. Those games, of course, in League One. Olsen for Derby County, deep inside his own half here. And the left full-back position plays one to Keogh, who's very deep here in his own penalty area. Now Shackle will try to run this one up towards halfway for Derby. Into the path here of the number 8, Hendrick. Hendrick will go along, crossfield, looking for Johnson. Kelly's the defender. Kelly just gets ahead to the ball, nods it, and it goes behind. So Derby with a direct method on that occasion. They've won themselves a corner at Cop End here at the New York Stadium. It was good vision to play it into a good area there. Kelly had to really jump to float that one behind. A debate about whether the ball's in the quadrant here. The referee having to go up across and test the ball to be respotted. Well, he's going to be doing his touching the line. It is touching the line, despite some supporter protest down there on the near side. So it's Derby corner. 12 minutes gone. Short it goes to Jeff Hendrick. Return for Bryson was poor, and Frecklington gets a footing, ball out of play near side. Frecklington saying that was a Rotherham throw, as was Neil Warnock. He's absolutely berserk down there. Well, not really in a great position for me to tell that, if I'm being honest. I'm to scream my head around a couple of laptops and a couple of reporters to crane my neck to see what's happening down there. Ball to the edge of the area, and it's booted away by Stephen Kelly to halfway. Shackle beaten in the air by Danny Ward. That did come off a Derby man, and that is going to be a Rotherham throw this time. 5 yards inside the Derby County half on the near side. Stephen Kelly, Republic of Ireland international, back in his usual role of right full back that he's played in the majority of his career. He was signed by Neil Redfern here to play in central defence, but injuries have pretty much restricted his opportunities so far. Here he is again, shuffles one down the line but out of play, and it's a Derby throw now midway through their own half. Ball was fielded there by the suited and booted Darren Wassall, a former Derby player in his time as well. And it's back now with the goalkeeper Scott Carson. Carson, the former England goalkeeper. Lime green number that he's got on this afternoon. Derby shirt sponsored by Just Eat. I think he might be venturing into Just Eat territory later on if Rotherham United can spring another surprise and make it 4 wins on the bounce as Derby make progress down the right-hand side with Tom Ince. Back inside now for Christie. Christie under pressure. He's lost it here to Jerome Thomas. Can Danny Ward pick up the loose ball? He can't. That was intercepted by the central defender Shackle. Now Ince again in a central position. Back to Keogh. Keogh advances forward, cuts in field. Ince once more just outside the centre circle. Plays a delightful ball in behind the fullback here for Olsen with a cross into the area, and it's volleyed away there by Danny Collins on the stretch. Derby County throw midway through the Rotherham United half, but the ease of which they got in behind Stephen Kelly there is a bit of a warning for Rotherham United. It's a delightful pass by Ince. Bryson from the throw-in into Johnson, turns it around the corner, and Olsen's in space here, left-footed chance to cross. It's deep towards the back post. The defender is Matic, just gets a touch on the ball, puts Ince off, and Smallwood stops the ball going behind for a corner with a clearance there, which has found Jerome Thomas. Thomas up towards halfway, infield for Frecklington. And then Smallwood goes back to Lee Camp. And you can tell Lee Camp's got the ball from the boos from the Derby supporters. Got some real stick at the iPro Stadium earlier in the campaign. Tends to get it more from the Derby fans and the Nottingham Forest supporters. Two sides that he's represented in his career. Lee Camp. Fine form for Rotherham United since arriving from Bournemouth right at the start of this season. Incidentally, I saw Ferenc Rawson, the former Rotherham defender who was on loan from Derby. He's travelled with the Derby squad to New York Stadium this afternoon. Given away by Thorne. Here's Matic to Thomas, just inside the Derby half. Thomas goes back to Joe Matic once more, comes in field. Green showing for him, but he's going to go back to halfway, and Danny Collins, one touch out of his feet, and then left-footed towards the edge of the penalty area. That's comfortably dealt with though by Keogh. Brought down by Collins for Green. Turns it around the corner, but straight to George Thorne. Now Christie in the right-back position. Closed down by Jerome Thomas. Plays it in field, and this is Richard Keogh. Now Shackle. Shackle thought about going long, but Bryson's come short. Picks it up just inside his own half here, Craig Bryson. A very interchangeable midfield that Derby have with Johnson, Bryson, Hendrick and Ince all exchanging positions. Ball in towards Olsen, always looking to get forward. That was a heavy touch by Olsen as he tried to get round Stephen Kelly, and he's run it out for a goal kick, but something to keep an eye on there. Spoke about Christie and always wanting to get forward, and Olsen's the same, given a real licence to bomb forward and join the attack. And when Olsen's not playing, Forsyth has filled that role with consummate ease as well for Derby County. There's an attacking bench they've got as well. Blackman, Vyman and Bent all on there. Jacob Butterfield as well as a talented operator at this level. So it's a good squad that Derby have, similar to what Middlesbrough brought to the party on Tuesday night. George Thorne blasts the ball straight into his own player there. Johnson, it ricochets into the path of Thomas, who's wriggled away from two in light blue and plays it to Frecklington. Can he get the return pass to Thomas? He tried, it was behind him though. It was under pressure from Thorne, and it's fallen kindly for Cyrus Christie, and Thorne will bring it forward here into Martin. Turns it round the corner for Hendrick. Hendrick pulls it down, and now Thorne on halfway to the left of the centre circle. Keogh's got room now to bring it forward for Derby. Never doesn't need a second invitation, does he, Richard Keogh, to advance forward. Lays it off for Christie. Christie with a little dummy there, level the edge of the penalty area, up against Joe Matter. Gets a foot on the ball, does Matter, but Christie's retained possession. Plays it in field for Tom Ince. Ince into a central area midway through the Rotherham half. To the right it goes now, and Thorne back to Ince once again. Rotherham just sitting in front of the ball and happy for Derby to play around with it in this area. Shackle now coming forward, left-footed, thought about a cross, cuts in field instead, and Bryson, it opens up in front of him, plays it at the edge of the area, and Martin holds it up, plays it into Hendrick inside the area, looks to get to the byline. Hendrick gets a cross in, it's cut out of the near post by Broadfoot. Rotherham clear, but they just look a bit deep at the moment for me, Rotherham United. They're just inviting Derby into the box. Here they come again, Derby. Martin lays it off for Johnson, hits one, across the ball. Metre or so wide of the far post, but great technique there from Bradley Johnson. Left-footed, cut right across that ball. You saw the draw as it arced back towards the top corner, but he just started that one out too far outside the far stick. It's a goal kick to Rotherham United, but I just feel that whilst Rotherham are happy for Derby to play around sort of on halfway, and even so 10 yards inside the Rotherham half, when they do get within 30 yards of goal, I think the Mills need to be a bit closer in shutting them down there. It was quite easy for Derby to pick through the Millers there. Keogh lays it off for Christie. deep inside his own half. He played 19 minutes of this game here at the ASL New York Stadium. It's Rotherham United 0, Derby County 0. Burnley have gone 1-up on Huddersfield in the Championship at the John Smith Stadium. And in the Premier League, it's Stoke City 0, Southampton 1. Martin with a ball to the right-hand side. It's nicely weighted towards Ince, but Matic showed good pace there. Not only did he make the clearance, but he played it off Tomlinson's thigh there to win himself a throw. Left full-back position. And Matic himself will come across to take this one. Seen the teams running through the scoreboard there. For some reason Joe Matic has the number 4 jersey. Well, he's actually wearing 3 this afternoon, as has done all season. Ball forward. Johnson gets it for Derby, drops it in behind, and Collins had to be agile there to slide to make the clearance out of play for a Derby throw 10 yards inside the Rotherham half. We've hit the 20-minute mark, and it's still 0-0. One good chance each. What's been an entertaining start to this game at the ASL New York Stadium. Rotherham travel to Ipswich next Saturday, another tough game at Portman Road. Derby have it on the far side with Bryson, heads towards the byline. Some strong defending there by Richard Smallwood, not allowing Bryson to reach that one, and shepherds the ball out for a Rotherham United goal kick. A goal at the Cardiff City Stadium, and it has gone for it. Cardiff, sorry, they were playing Ipswich. Cardiff won, Ipswich 0, got there in the end. And a live Sky Bet Championship table. It's going to change very quickly. Some key games that we're looking out for at the top and bottom. Hull against Milton Keynes. It's certainly one to keep an eye on this afternoon. Derby have it on the left-hand side. Bryson, 30 yards from goal. He's got Olsen in space here. Olsen with a low cross into the area, and once again it's cut out the near post. And again, Broadford had to slide full stretch to clear that to go behind for a corner. Just think it's a bit desperate at times for Rotherham United. I've already seen some last-ditch interceptions from crosses from the left and right. I think Derby just getting into those positions far too easily at the moment. Corner to Derby County. An in-swinger from the near side. Craig Bryson, left arm up here. Floats one towards the back post. Over the heads, it's not a down, it's a 6-yard area. It's Danny Ward who flicked it behind for Rotherham United. Neil Warnock was suggesting that when the ball came back in, that there was a bit of holding in there. Nothing given by the referee. Another corner at the Cop end to Derby County. See a lot wrong with that myself. Floated towards the back post once again. Nodded into 6-yard area again, and this time it's Smallwood who will clear up towards halfway. Headed out of play by Olsen. Rotherham throw midway through the Derby half. Derby having some joy in those kind of areas. Just in behind the full-backs. It's going to be a busy afternoon for Stephen Kelly. Derbyshire down the right-hand side has committed a foul there, and it's a free kick in the left-back position for Derby County. Taken quickly by Olsen, and Keogh brings it forward for Derby. Keogh midway through his own half. Played up into the feet of Martin. Out to the far side. And now Derby will bring it forward with Cyrus Christie into a central area. Bryson to the left-hand side, and Olsen. Olsen goes back to Hendrick just inside the Derby County half. Thorne to the edge of the area. Martin allowed to turn his Ince on rushing, and again desperately Rotherham United track back and just knock Ince off his stride there. Almost in again. Derby were getting closer. Here's Hendrick to the edge of the box now. Hendrick will have a go himself. Hendrick, what a chance that was, and he put it just wide. It was a surging run. It was all his own doing, Hendrick. He created the opportunity himself. He just ran into a gap there, into the penalty area, 18 yards out. All of a sudden it opened up for him. It became a real chance. Hit it well left-footed, but across goal and wide of the far post. And Derby are getting close here. A little bit like what Middlesbrough were in the game on Tuesday night, and somehow Rotherham United kept them out. And there's a conversation there with Kevin Blackwell and Neil Warnock. I wonder whether there might be much of a change in shape like there was against Middlesbrough on Tuesday, which really improved Rotherham United's fortunes in the second half. 24 minutes gone, Rotherham United 0, Derby County 0. After a bright start by the Millers, it's Derby who are in the ascendancy at the moment. Kelly heads forward. That's left by Shackle all the way through to Scott Carson. Rolls it to the feet of Shackle. Carson again. Coming deep for it is Hendrick. Out to the left-hand side, and Olsen. Up to halfway now. Thorne, a little back flick there. Nice touch for Bryson outside the centre circle to the right-hand side, and Christie just inside the Rotherham United half. Forward to Ince, he miscontrols, throw into Rotherham on the left-hand side, just inside their own half. 25 gone now, still 0-0. Just joined us on Millers Player HD. Danny Ward with a decent chance early on, which was saved by Carson at the other end. Ince forcing Camp into a similarly good save. That's a word. And apart from that, it's just Derby getting close to Lee Camp's goal. We aren't really forcing him into any more further saves. Hendrick chance earlier was a good one. Here's Johnson trying to get the better of Broadfoot, who rolls it back to Camp. The best of kicks. Can Derbyshire keep it in play on the near side? He can. Heads it to Paul Green. Over halfway. Danny Ward beaten in the air. Comes down for Derbyshire. Touches it forward towards Frecklington. On the stretch there, it's kicked in there by Bryson. And played back to his goalkeeper by Jason Shackle, former Doncaster Rovers defender. Bolton have gone 1-0 up on Preston North End in the Sky Bet Championship. Bolton seems to have fallen away over the last couple of weeks, but clearly they're still in with a chance if they can put some results together, and they're beating a very good Preston side at the moment. Johnson on halfway. Thorne to the central defender, Keogh. Now Bryson collects the ball, plays it out to the right-hand side. Christie, Bryson on the overlap, comes in field for Ince. Ince will play it out to the left. Olsen keeps it in play, but it's not the best of touches. Allows Kelly to make a challenge. Deflected out of play for a Derby throw left-hand side. Kevin Blackwell gives the ball to Bradley Johnson, just gives him a pat on the back there as he does so. Johnson's going to leave it for Olsen to take. Throws it into the path of Johnson, controls it on his thigh. Plays it back to halfway. And Keogh still 0-0. Shackle takes over now. The theme of the first half. Derby playing it around at the back. Out to the left, and Olsen up against Stephen Kelly. Olsen thought about going on the outside. Derbyshire got back though and halted any progress with a sliding challenge, and it's another Derby throw just in front of the Rotherham dugout, occupied by Kevin Blackwell and Neil Warnock. Johnson to the left-hand side. That's a poor ball, and Rotherham have the throw now in the right full-back position. 28 gone, 0-0. The Rotherham crowd just waiting for the home team just to string something together to get back into this one at the moment. It's been all Derby over the last 10 minutes or so, as Kelly bombs one forward towards Derbyshire. Headed away by Shackle up to halfway. Green controls, almost lost it though to Bryson. Gets his toe on the ball to Thomas, who's appended there by Christie. And Rotherham have a free kick just outside the centre circle. Cue Kurt Broadfoot and Danny Collins to go forward. Richie Smallwood grabs the ball. Collins and Broadfoot going to the far side of the edge of the penalty area. Ward and Derbyshire also in there for the Millers as they look to work this Derby County defence. It's Smallwood who pings it into the area towards the far post. It's over the head of Collins. It's behind for a goal kick to Derby County. It's a long way to go to get anything on the ball there for Danny Collins, who did try and appeal for a corner there in vain, I think. Over scores in the Premier League. The evening kick-off is the FA Cup quarter-final tie between Everton and Chelsea, 5:30. Castle's preparing to kick that one long, but Jason Shackle comes short, and Derby will build from the back. This is Keogh. Shackle brings it all towards halfway. Left-footed long, looking for the run here of Bryson, headed into his own penalty area there by Kelly, but luckily to Kurt Brawford, who tidies up and nods it back to his goalkeeper Lee Camp. What happened over the last 5 minutes or so? Rotherham just seems to have stemmed that Derby pressure. Camp forward towards Danny Ward, preferred to Leon Best this afternoon. Those two just seem to be alternating game by game at the moment. Best not really in a position where he can complete 90 minutes, and Neil Warnock admitted, not sure if he ever will get him into that position before the end of the season, but when he has come on, or when he has given the Millers 60 minutes, he's proved to be a very useful player for Rotherham United. Jerome Thomas has gone down on the far side at this moment in time, so looks like an injury there, and Mike Preston, the Rotherham United physio, will be coming on. And just looking at the Rotherham United dugout, there just appears to be a bit of concern about this, so I think we're going to see a change, in fact, here. So Jerome Thomas, as we hit the 30-minute mark, he's going to be coming off, I think, for the Millers. Kevin Blackwell running through some instructions with someone down there in a seated position. I think it may be either Joe Neal or Grant Ward coming on. That would be the logical choice. Just wonder whether the way that Jerome Thomas has sat down there, he may have just tweaked a groin or a hamstring there. It's Grant Ward who's going to come on for Rotherham United. So Neil Warnock said in the build-up to this game they will get injuries between now and the end of the season. Well, here's another one. And it's Jerome Thomas who's coming off to be replaced by Grant Ward. I suspect like for like. Very similar type of players. And Grant Ward has been on the bench mainly since Neil Warnock came to Rotherham United, but when he has come on, he's lively. This is a real opportunity for him to stake a claim for a starting position once again. 31 minutes gone, Rotherham 0, Derby 0, if you're just joining us. Some scores from elsewhere. In the Premier League, it's Bournemouth 0, Swansea 0, and now Stoke 0, Southampton 2. In the Championship, Bolton 1, Preston 0, Cardiff 1, Ipswich 0, Fulham 1, Bristol City 0, Hull 0, Milton Keynes 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Brentford 0, and Huddersfield 0, Burnley 1. So Ward is on for Thomas. And Derby have the ball on halfway. Played into the channel, comes off Joe Mattock, throwing to Derby on the right-hand side, 30 yards from goal. Very disconsolate. Jerome Thomas just walks away down the tunnel there with the Mercer for some further treatment. Thorne down the line now, flicked round the corner. Tom Ince will chase this one with Mattock. Mattock gets the ball, but it's come off Mattock last, and it will be a Derby corner there. Ince did well there to win a corner from what like an impossible situation. It's an in-swinging corner, I think. On the far side, Cop End at New York Stadium, 32 gone. Tom Ince, son of Paul Ince, of course, will take the corner kick for Derby County, who have sent Keogh and Shackle into the mix there. The imposing figure of Johnson in there too, as is Chris Martin. It goes towards the back post, looking for Keogh. Got his head to the ball, just loops one onto the top of the net there. Got the jump on his man, Richard Keogh, ran the back of the pack there and timed his leap pretty well, just couldn't really get the power on the header. It was just a little bit too high for him. Just slapped his thigh in frustration there. I think the Derby captain will feel he could have done a little bit better with that one. 33 minutes gone. Still Rotherham 0, Derby 0. Live for Millers Player HD. So our other local teams in action in League One. Barnsley 0, Southend 1. As Grant Ward has it for Rotherham United on the right-hand side. Gets a cross into the area. It's headed behind by Marcus Olsen. We've not seen the ball at the centre of the pitch for a while. Rotherham United do have a corner kick here on the near side. They've lost the prowess of Jerome Thomas on these kind of situations, so it will be Mattock from the near side. Favours the left foot of Joe Mattock. Has been promoted to set play and corner duty since the arrival of Neil Warnock. Just beds the turf down there in the quadrant, places the ball and gets ready to take this one left-footed. Normally we've seen everyone crowd around the goalkeeper, but not this time. It goes to the far post, up go the heads in. Brawford actually, I think, took it away from Stephen Kelly, who was arriving there, and Derby will clear on the far side through Cyrus Christie. Grant Ward volleys forward. Can it be kept in by Kelly? Nods it infield. Broadfoot, who stay forward now in the left wing position, looks to get a cross in. He's done well to win a throw there off the back of Richard Keogh, level at the edge of the Derby County penalty area. Once again, no Greg Halford, so Mattock will come across to take the throw in. Derbyshire runs into the penalty area. Frecklington comes short. Back to Mattock once again. Mattock towards the edge of the box, gets muscle out of it there by two in blue, and Hendrick's clearance is blocked by Smallwood, and Hendrick then allows the loose ball to bobble away for a goal kick to Derby County. 10 minutes ago to the break, and it's still Rotherham 0, Derby 0. Other scores in League One affecting our local sides: Bradford 1, Doncaster 0. Sheffield United 2, Oldham 0 now is a latest score. And Chesterfield are 1 up on Walsall as well in League One. Carson out to the far side. Christie brings it down on his chest. And now Keogh goes long into the channel. That's Hendrick who scampers after it. Headed out of play by Collins. Throwing midway through the Rotherham United half on the far side of the field. It's been a bit of a drab last 15 minutes or so after a really good start to this game. The throw's actually gone to Rotherham United. So linesman looks like he's overruled. Sorry, the referee, sorry, looks like he's overruled the linesman there. Mattock throws it towards halfway. Hooked forward by Danny Ward. Derbyshire will give chase. Keogh's a defender. Shackle across to help as well, and Shackle chests it down and volleys forward onto the chest of Chris Martin, who lays it off, then runs into the middle. Ball swept towards Johnson, headed away by Kelly on as far as Martin, 25 yards from goal. Good challenge coming in though by Grant Ward, and then his pass to Kelly was a bit loose. Kelly had to stretch to clear it. Hits Hendrick full in the face, sorry, Martin full in the face, ticked him off his feet there. And the ball rebounds out of play for a Rotherham throw in the right back position, but Martin is back off the deck. Took that one firmly in the forehead there, Chris Martin. Thrown up the line, controlled by Olsen. Skipped away from a couple of challenges there, and Frecklington has to be decisive, comes across, challenges Olsen, and Derby win a throw. 30 yards from goal into Martin, lays it off for Johnson, left-footed, could have crossed there, but plays it short instead for Bryson. Bryson then in behind, looking for Olsen. Kelly's a defender, the flag's up for offside. Good challenge by Kelly, incidentally. To put it behind for a corner, but the flag is up on the far side, and it will be a free kick to Rotherham United. 37 minutes on the clock. Goalless so far at the ASL New York Stadium. Camp will take the free kick. This kind of pace, I think, suits the Millers at the moment, the way things are being played. Camp fires one forward, headed away by Jason Shackle. Laid off by Martin into the path of the onrushing Christie. Plays one into channel, comes off the head of Mattock there and falls kindly for Broadfoot, and Rotherham cleared to halfway. Chested down by Derbyshire, 10 yards inside the Derby half. Shows too much of the ball to Keogh though. And now Bryson picks up the loose ball. Christie in the right back position. Harassed there by Derbyshire. Keogh back on his feet. Now will lay the back ball into the path of Jason Shackle, and Derby's patient build-up once again before going long. That should be shepherded out of play by a combination of Broadfoot and Kelly. It is. It's a throw-in though to Rotherham right by the corner flag. And Kelly's going to come across to take. Some very striking boots that Stephen Kelly's wearing this afternoon. Up towards Ward, who's got a real shove in the back there by Johnson. It's with a daft foul to give away. And that will be a free kick to Rotherham United. Just over 7 minutes ago to the break. If you just joined us, Jerome Thomas has gone off injured for Rotherham, and Grant Ward has replaced him. Camp then drills this one forward towards Danny Ward, headed away by Shackle. Infield it goes straight to Frecklington, that was off the head of Johnson. Now Grant Ward back to Kelly. Kelly cuts infield 30 yards on goal to the edge of the box, and Danny Ward, it was a poor touch, and as he tried to get the ball back on the slide, he's lost it to Hendrick, and there's a counter-attack on here, and Hendrick's already over halfway. Pushes it to the right-hand side. Midway through the Rotherham half is Christie. Infield for Hendrick once again. 30 yards from goal. Gives it away though, straight to Paul Green. And now it's Rotherham's turn to break. That was a heavy pass though by Green as Derbyshire tried to get clear down the left-hand side, and it's a Derby throw, 10 yards inside the Rotherham United half. Not a lot to talk about really. The last 20 minutes have felt like a lifetime after what was a really good start to this game. It's one of those afternoons when you wish you got a summariser really. And one of those afternoons when you forget your water and your mouth feels like the Gobi Desert. And it's going to be a Rotherham throw now on the far side. Mattock will take it. It's a flat atmosphere as well inside the New York Stadium, basically down to the fact nothing's happened on the pitch for 20 minutes. Mattock flicked on by Danny Ward, headed away by Keogh, and then Ward's appended, and that was a clear free kick in my opinion, but the referee, who was in a better position than I was, says play on, claiming that the ball was won there as Danny Ward went to ground. It's a shame because it would have been in a good position for Rotherham United. Shackle bring it forward here for Derby. Short to Bryson. Bryson dummies, plays to the left-hand side on Olsen. Back to Bryson, just inside his own half. Shackle once more. And then it's gone to Keogh. Something that's happened a lot in this first half. Keogh goes over halfway. He'll probably come inside, to Hendrick. As Derby have just struggled to pick the Millers open up. Pick the Millers up open for the last few minutes. Can't get my words out. Here's Hendrick now. Hendrick, that's a better ball to Bryson. Back to Hendrick once again. 35 yards from goal. Central position. Nice dummy to get away from Green. Hendrick looks for a 1-2 there on the edge of the box. Just too intricate there for Derby. Hendrick would probably be better off trying to test the goalkeeper. And Rotherham will bring it clear with Broadfoot. Misplaced pass though, trying to get Danny Ward into play. It'll come to Green. Green has tripped himself there, and the ball's run out of play for a Derby throw. Just inside their own half. Olsen back to Shackle. He'll probably go to Keogh in a second. And he does. Less than 5 minutes to go to the break. Rotherham 0, Derby 0. One good chance each. Hendrick shot past the far post. Countless crosses from Derby into the 6-yard area, which the Millers have cleared. Apart from that, not a lot to talk about. Shackle getting forward now from central defence to Olsen on the left-hand side. Back in field for Bryson. Touches it off to Johnson. Back to Bryson. Looked like maybe blocked off by Green. The referee wasn't having any of that. Rotherham clear over halfway, but straight back to a blue shirt. 4.5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining until half-time. Still 0-0. Richard Keogh leaves it for Hendrick to try and open up this very resolute Rotherham United defence. Bryson will try down the near side, midway through the Rotherham United half, lays it off for Hendrick once again, in towards Martin, but strongly. Their challenge was Kurt Broadfoot, and Rotherham will clear up to halfway, but it's coming straight back at them, straight back to a Derby shirt. Try and find some scores to talk about because it's pretty dull at the moment. Here's Johnson just outside the centre circle, and he's given the ball away. Can Rotherham break? Smallwood's giving it back to Derby. You can tell by the crowd reaction that one or two frustrated supporters inside the ASL New York Stadium. One of them just can't get out, and Derby can't seem to pick them open. A bit of a stalemate. Johnson, midway through the Rotherham United half, square ball to Thorne in a central position. Thorne to the edge of the box, laid back off to Johnson. Johnson now to Ince. Ince inside the area, running at Mattock. Ince towards the byline, and Ince flashes on right across goal. Finally, something to talk about there. Took a deflection, and it's gone behind for a Derby County corner kick with 43 minutes gone. And Ince is the man really. When he's had the ball, they've looked the most dangerous, Derby, and I'm not quite sure why they're not trying to get the ball to him more often. Camp, I think, actually got the touch to turn it behind there. Chesterfield 1, Walsall 1 in League One is the latest score. Corner to Derby, Cop End 0-0, 43 minutes gone. Bryson in the corner, it's really deep to the back post. Camp's lost it here, and he gets at the second attempt. Gets a bit lucky. Although Broadfoot and Collins on hand just to make sure he got there at the second attempt. No real threat of a Derby shirt getting to that. Just under 2 minutes plus stoppage time to the break. Burnley 2 up on Huddersfield Town. QPR 1, Brentford 0. Latest scores in the Championship. Bournemouth 1, Swansea 1 now in the Premier League, and the result from earlier, it finished Norwich 0, Manchester City 0. Looked like maybe a high boot. It was by Christie on Mattock. Rotherham free kick midway through the Derby County half. Yard in from the left touchline. Chance now to get the central defenders forward and try and work Scott Carson, who's made one good save in the opening 5 minutes or so, but hasn't really took the ball since then. And Smallwood's going to take the free kick, is it? It is. Green, Broadfoot and Collins at the back post. Danny Ward in there too. Derbyshire at the near post. Grant Worsted outside of the D. Frecklington lurking on the edge of the box as well. And it goes from Smallwood really deep towards Paul Green, and it's headed behind just before Green could make contact with that. That was Cyrus Christie doing the defending, and Rotherham United have a corner kick. Inside the final minute of the first half, Rotherham United 0, Derby County 0. Every corner has been from the near side, so it'll be Mattock once again left-footed with an in-swinging corner kick for the Millers. Collins and Broadfoot have stayed forward, standing on the edge of the 6-yard area. Derbyshire stood on Scott Carson, the goalkeeper. In comes across left-footed, easy for Carson, puts it out the air. Comfortable claim, finds one downfield, looking to get Hendrick in behind here. It's well defended by Smallwood, plays it out of play, and Derby have got themselves an attacking throw though via the boot there of Carson with some good distribution there. Former Liverpool goalkeeper. Johnson, any notion of a quick throw-in has dissipated as no one really got up quick enough here. Finally it goes to Olsen. 2 minutes of added time. The end of what has been a pretty painful end to the first half. Here's Tommins on the far side. 10 yards inside the Rotherham United half. Short pass for Thorne. Thorne under pressure from Frecklington back to halfway, and Keogh into the centre circle. Shackle invited into the Rotherham United half. Derby just dropped the pace a little bit. I think Darren Wassall at half-time will be asking him to up the tempo. Ball in behind it, almost finding Mintz. It does find Ince, and now a chance, real chance, and a wonderful save from the boot there of Martin. It's Camp to his left-hand side, finally a chance. The ball was slipped into Ince. It should have been intercepted, but it come off the heel of a Rotherham United player. Eventually did squirm its way through to Ince, and his first-time ball to Martin, it opened up for him. And he probably thinks he could have put more behind that, and Camp made a good save to his left-hand side. But that was a real opening there for Derby. One of only two that they've had in the first half, and two very presentable chances have gone away for the visitors. I think Martin should have scored there, and he'll be disappointed. 13 goals this season so far for Chris Martin, who's had a bit of a barren spell midway through this season, but he's been back in the goals in recent weeks. Johnson for Ince now. Ince under pressure from Mattock, goes down, bounces the referee. Derby have got the ball. Into Martin, holds it up under pressure, but he's had his pocket picked there by Green, and it's back to Camp, who's made two excellent saves for Rotherham United this afternoon. Towards halfway, headed forward by Frecklington. Forward then by Olsen, volleyed up in the air by Richie Smallwood. Kelly underneath it, heads forward over halfway. Leave it on by Grant Ward. Danny Ward beaten in the air, Grant Ward beaten in the air as well. Comes down for Johnson, heads it straight out of play for a Rotherham throw. Just in front of the Derby manager, Darren Wassall. Just 1 or 2 eke away for their half-time beverage. Here's Kelly with the throw-in for Rotherham United. Here's a half-time whistle from David Webb. 0-0 at half-time. Welcome back to the AESCL New York Stadium. The sides out for the second half. Half-time of Rotherham United 0, Derby County 0. We'll run you through the two sides shortly. If you just joined us on Miller's Player HD. Not a lot happened in the first half. A couple of good Derby chances which fell to Chris Martin and Tom Ince, both saved by Lee Camp. Danny Ward had the Miller's best chance shot, which was palmed away by Scott Carson. Derby to kick off, kicking from left to right towards their 2,600 supporters. And we're underway in the second half here at the AESCL New York Stadium. Derby, blue shirts, light blue shirts, black shorts, white socks. Rotherham United, usual home strip of red shirts with white trim, white shorts and red socks. The crowd is at 11,163, 2,621 from Derby. So the two sides shortly. Derby have the ball on the near side. I'm your Miller's Player HD commentator, Matthew Young. Here is Tom Ince into the penalty area. Here Ince, good run, good challenge by Mattock. Comes here for Bryson, out to the right-hand side, and Christie left-footed. In goes across, a really good one, headed away by Brawford under pressure. Still alive in the penalty area. Ince on a spin with a shot blocked by Small. Then Thorne drags a shot in there, takes the deflection, headed away by Collins. Johnson fires one wide of the left-hand post, but already a bit more intensity about Derby County, who, for me, just needed to up the tempo a bit in the first half. Got dragged into Rotherham United's type of game. And that's already a brighter start from the visitor to the second 45. So the teams then, bear in mind, Rotherham United have had to make a change in the first half due to injury. Jerome Thomas replaced by Grant Ward. So Derby first, so it's Carson in goal, back forward of Christie, Keogh, the captain, Shackle and Olsen. Midfield of Ince, Hendrick, Thorne, Bryson and Johnson. Martin through the middle. Rotherham United camping goal, back four of Kelly, Broadfoot, Collins and Mattock. The holding two are Green and Smallwood. Then a midfield three of Grant Ward, Frecklington and Derbyshire. Danny Ward leading the line for Rotherham United. Obviously Smallwood in there as well for Rotherham United. And Christie heads back to Scott Carson. And Derby, as they always like to do, to build out from the back here. And that's Jason Shackle out to the left-hand side. Marcus Olsen, who for the first 20 minutes got forward to good effect, but Rotherham United seem to nullify that as the half wore on. Here he is again on the far side, just inside the Rotherham United half. Long diagonal ball here, it might get to Ince, and it does. Into the byline, he keeps it in play. Ince, just outside the penalty area now, running here at Joe Mattock. He's got Christie on the overlap ball in field. Christie's offside. Collins cleared anyway into the west stand. And it's a free kick to Rotherham United, but for me, Ince has looked the most likely out of the Derby players to unlock this Rotherham United door. Had the shot as well in the first half, which was saved by Lee Camp. A strong performer, and for me, probably hasn't fulfilled his early potential. Talks of moves, big money moves elsewhere. We talked of moves like him into Milan at one point. Used his farmers connections, I'm sure, with that one, but seems to have settled now at Derby. Here's Ince again down the right-hand side. Peels for offside, nothing given. Ince, edge of the penalty area. Ince now inside the box, left foot across towards the back post. That man Broadfoot in there again to head clear for Rotherham United. Hooked back in by Bryson, headed away a second time by Kirk Broadfoot. Here's Kelly in the right full-back position. Down the line it goes, out of play, and it's a Derby throw on the far side, but already Derby look a lot livelier in the second half. Darren Wassell, whatever he said at half-time, appears to have had an impact. Bournemouth 2, Swansea 1 now in the Premier League. Here come Derby again with Christie on this near side, right in front of our commentary position. Cuts infield into a central area, plays a nice ball into Hendrick, edge of the box. Hendrick trying to turn here. Hendrick comes back out into the congested area and lays it off for Thorne. Pushes it back to the right-hand side, and that man Ince once again. Ince up against Mattock on his left peg. In goes across, a good one. Johnson Capizzi gets through that second attempt and volleys over. Another good chance for Derby. Goes begging, 10 yards out. Bradley Johnson firing over the bar. Ince again causing problems for Rotherham United down this near side, come back in onto his left peg, a good cross into the area. Bradley Johnson went up with 2 in red there with the header, the initial header. I think it was Kurt Broadford who made the challenge, but the second phase, it sat nicely for Johnson, who swung a right boot at it but fired it over the top of the bar. Derby beginning the second half on the front foot. Huddersfield 1, Burnley 3 now is a latest score. Here's Ince for Derby County. Thorne into Hendrick. Hendrick allowed to turn, plays it towards Ince again. That was a vital interception by Kurt Broadfoot up towards halfway, and Danny Ward. Danny Ward lays it to the feet of Derbyshire now. Derbyshire goes long into the direction of Frecklington, the furthest man forward, headed away, but only as far as Danny Ward, charging forward on his own here, back out to the left-hand side of Frecklington. No one in the box though at the byline. Grant Ward comes in now towards Grant Ward, headed away. Green coming in there, shot is blocked, and it will be a corner on the far side. Rotherham United counter-attacking there. Danny Ward was trying to get into the box there to provide something for Frecklington to aim at, but he was blocked off. He stayed down. He was complaining, should have had a free kick, but the Mills have got a corner, and credit to Paul Green, who joined that attack very late, charging forward into the penalty area with his side, a corner kick at the Cop end. And Mattock has taken all the corners so far. In the absence of Jerome Thomas, who had to go off injured in the first half, will amble all the way across to the far side to take this corner for Rotherham United. It is an in-swinger. Just brought the Cop to life now here at the AESCL New York Stadium. In it goes, it's flat from Mattock. Up to the heads just over Broadford, who just jumped a little bit too early. Retrieved on the near side by Frecklington. Back into the penalty area once more. Up go with the heads, cleared away. Mattock will keep it alive on the edge of the penalty area. Mattock, chance to cross, might shoot. He does. It's blocked by Tom Ince. Rebounds for Grant Ward. Back to halfway in Green to the left-hand side. Awkward one for Small, who heads it forward. Straight to Hendrick. Hendrick trying to run the ball out of play, pushing that back by Collins. Hendrick was waiting for that free kick, and it's taken quickly to Martin, who just put the ball out for a Rotherham throw. So that backfired spectacularly there. Derby were trying to up the tempo and get the game moving straight away. It's already a better spectacle this in the 7 minutes or so we've seen at the second half. It's Rotherham United 0, Derby County 0. Live here on Millers Player HD from the AESCL New York Stadium. Throw for Rotherham near side. And it's going to be Mattock to take this one now. Level the edge of the penalty area. Short to Frecklington, back with Mattock once more. Mattock touches it forward. Both teams appealing for that one, but I didn't see a Derby player get a touch, and the referee quite rightly indicates a goal kick. And the ball was moving there as Carson tried to take the goal kick, so he'll have another go. 53 minutes gone, Rotherham 0, Derby 0. Gets it right this time. Scott Carson plays it out and gets it straight back again. Not really much point in that, might as well kick it forward, which he does so on this occasion. Towards Christie, who flicks on. Now Ince. Ince trying to get away from Mattock, who lays it off for Smallwood. Smallwood then fights it straight at Joe Mattock, and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in to Derby, just inside the Rotherham half. Christie will take it into Martin, who leaves it. Nice dummy. Johnson picks it up now, but miscontrol allows Smallwood to make the challenge, and then Green just rifles it over halfway. Danny Ward flicks on, will chase his own flick with Richard Keogh, and he's got to the second ball as well. Lock Keogh's a clearance. Terrific work rate again from Danny Ward, and Derby County have a throw-in. Right back position. Danny Ward's name gets chanted there by the Rotherham United supporters, who appreciate his efforts. Looking at all the other scores from elsewhere. He needs to report at this moment in time. As Johnson gets this ball in the channel. Good challenge from Danny Collins. Throw into Derby County, level the edge of the penalty area. Keeping my eye on that Hull MK Dons game, which is still 0-0. Short throw from Christie to Johnson. Challenge from Derbyshire, back heel from Johnson, hits Derbyshire's knee, throw into Derby. Johnson takes it into a bit of space, and Ince flicks over the head of Green, but there's Broadfoot there to block, comes down there for Bryson, shot brilliantly blocked by Green, comes out to the far side, into the area comes Olsen, hooks across into the area, headed away by Collins, on his far is Ince, rifles it in! Beautiful strike by Tom Ince, the danger man for Derby County. Camp going to keep it out this time, diving to his left-hand side, into the bottom corner. It's first blood to the visitors. It's Rotherham United 0, Derby County 1. Well, it was a poor header clearance from Danny Collins, but you can't legislate for that kind of finish there from Tom Ince, showing his quality. Brought it down, hit it sweet as a nut low. It was the placeman that did Camp, I think, who tried in vain to leap across to his left-hand side, but he had no chance whatsoever. And Rotherham United are going to have to find some guile or creativity going forward now, because they've pretty much been on defensive mode throughout this game so far. With 56 minutes gone, it's Rotherham 0, Derby County 1. Very passionate response there from the Derby manager, who's got a bit of reaction from the fans sat behind the he took out there. As Ince puts the Rams in front of the Derby County supporters. And run away again here at the AESL New York Stadium. Mattock into the channel for Danny Ward. Volleyed away by Thorne over halfway. Kelly's beaten in the air by Martin, but then it's Collins who will clip it over halfway. Headed down by Olsen. Johnson into the channel. Martin will give chase, but then the ball's going to amble away for a throw in the right back position to Rotherham United. And we can't now get in some stick from the Derby fans. And a big goal at the KC Stadium. It's Hull City 0, Milton Keynes Dons 1. So MK Dons leading at Hull in the Championship, and Rotherham United behind here at home to Derby County. The Championship once again throwing up some interesting scorelines. As Derby pressed down the left-hand side, it's Hendrick running the ball out of play for a Rotherham United goal kick. Conversation starting there for Kevin Blackwell and Neil Warnock. They're probably already thinking about plan B. I think there's been a rush to go gung-ho just yet. Take into account the opposition here of Derby County, who are not near the top for no reason. I suspect Neil Warnock will look to keep it tied again, maybe for 15 minutes or so before sending on maybe the on-best as the Millers try and rescue them from the game late on. Fulham still lead Bristol City by a goal to 0. Bolton still lead Preston by a goal to 0. The Derby fans now in full voice. 58 minutes gone, Rotherham 0, Derby 1. Green forward towards Frecklington, headed away. Hendrick will pull it down here, foot in by Green. Kelly can keep it in play. Hoists one into the channel where it's headed away by Shackle. Kelly brings it down but concedes a throw on halfway. On the left-hand side. Hull have just equalised. It's Hull 1, MK Dons 1 now. So 2 quick-fire goals there. MK Dons were in front for all of 2 minutes there. One apiece. Changes again, doesn't it? I suspect it'll change a lot more again as this half wears on. And Preston have just got an equaliser as well at the Macron, so it's Bolton 1, Preston 1. Collins hooks forward for Rotherham United, straight to Hendrick, who miscontrols. Behind him though is Olsen, turns it back to his central defender, Jason Shackle. Shackle now for Keogh. Back to Shackle once again, and now Derby can afford these kind of passes from side to side because they've got the advantage. They've got something to defend. Rotherham United, no signs yet of changing shape. I'm sure it will be in the mind of Neil Warnock. To the left-hand side it goes here. Thorne. Goes back to Shackle once more. On the far side is Hendrick. Thorne plays it towards Olsen. Peels a handball as it played in field against Bryson. Nothing given. This is great football by Derby, and Hendrick's breaking forward here. Hendrick towards the edge of the area. Hendrick still going right into the box slide. Challenge comes in from Collins, who makes a second challenge on the ground there as Martin was trying to retrieve the ball. Did really well there. Danny Collins from Rotherham United. Ball downfield is cleared away by Shackle onto the head of Kelly, who heads forward. Grant Ward can't keep it in play. It's a Derby throw on the far side. He left. Right on halfway. We've played an hour of this Sky Bet Championship clash. Rotherham 0, Derby 1. work to do for the Millets. Here come Derby once more. Into Ince here. Ince has got an overlap from Christie. Christie with a dangerous ball in, a tap in at the back post, and he's missed. He's missed. What a miss. Chris Martin, he was onside. The flag stayed down. And I've no idea why he's managed to miss that one. It was a tap in. It was half the goal to aim at, and he's put it wide. And it doesn't get any better on the replay. Rotherham have had a real let-off there. Derby could have put themselves into a very commanding position. I was waiting for the net to bulge, and somehow Chris Martin has managed to miss that for all of 3 yards. Not even hit the side netting with a shot either. It's easier to miss than score there. Could that be a turning point for Rotherham United? Here's Grant Ward for the Millets, midway through the Derby half. Lays it on for Green, out to the right-hand side, and Stephen Kelly. Level at the edge of the penalty area. Kelly on the outside of his man, towards the byline. Kelly still going, challenge comes in, but Kelly had the final touch there. And it will be a goal kick to Derby County, but United, I'm sure, will be looking to try and capitalise on that reprieve they've just had. An almighty reprieve it was, as Walsall go 2-1 up on Chesterfield. .61 gone here at the New York. Mattock in the left back position for Rotherham United. Mattock will look up here and play it long towards Danny Ward. I think Derbyshire up alongside Danny Ward now. Headed away. Picked up by Smallwood. Chests it down. Mattock on the left hand side. He will go instead to the right hand side and plays a lovely crossfield ball here for Grant Ward. Brings it down on his chest. Back to Stephen Kelly. Green makes it run into the channel. Here is Paul Green. Green over the edge of the penalty, lays it off for Grant Ward. In goes a low cross the near post, hooked away by Thorne, or as far as Green. Edge of the area, now Frecklington plays it to the right hand side. Grant Ward's onside, cross into the area, headed away at the near post. Frecklington then tries a shot, Frecklington to the box, and the diving header from Danny Ward is wide the left hand post. But a bit more attacking intent here from Rotherham United. I think Neil Warnock has opened the shackles on 1 or 2 out there now. And that was much better from the Millers. A decent effort from Frecklington into the area. And Danny Ward trying to divert the ball towards goal just wide of the far post. I think Ward's still leading the line on his own here, but the likes of Green have been told he can get forward a bit more now. 2-0 Wednesday lead at Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. It's the latest score in the Championship. 2 apiece, Bournemouth and Swansea, Dean Court. Here come Derby with Ince, the dangerous Ince, and he's got Christie on his overlap, and Christie will get to the overlap at the dead ball line. Christie's crossed into the area, stabbed away by Broadfoot. Right place at the right time once again. Back into the box by Thorne. Away by a combination of Green and Broadfoot. Get each other's way though. Martin picks up the loose ball. Lays it off to Johnson. Now Hendrick, edge of the area. Hendrick thought about a shot, plays it in behind. Lovely ball. Cross into the area, missed kick, and surely a goal, and it is. And Martin doesn't make a mistake this time. It was fortuitous how the ball got to him. It was a missed kick in the area. It just looped up nicely for Johnson. 3 yards out, stuck it beyond Camp, who had no chance. It's Christie who put the ball in from the byline. He was beautifully found. And Martin atones for the earlier miss to put Derby County 2 in front. 64 minutes gone. Rotherham United 0. Derby County 2. And this is going to be a really tall order now for Rotherham United to come back from. Fortune where the ball came to Martin, but the play before that to get Christian round the back was excellent. And Rotherham have not really threatened really since the first 5 minutes in terms of going forward, so this is going to take some recovery now for Neil Warnock's side, and really your thoughts turn elsewhere to the game at Hull, which is still 1 apiece between Hull and Milton Keynes Dons. And from the restart, that's a loose back pass, and Camp has to be quick, and he's been beaten to it by Martin. They've gifted them a third here. It's a tap in for Tom Ince. Calamitous defending from Rotherham United, who have just gifted the game now to Derby County. It was a short back pass. Camp came sprinting out in the challenge with Martin. The loose ball came to Ince, and he just rolled it in to an unguarded net. And there's a right old inquest out there. Lee Camp is furious. Joe Newell's coming on, but that's got to be game over, hasn't it? 65 minutes gone. Rotherham United 0, Derby County 3, and an absolute disaster at the back for Rotherham United. Looking in the press box to an injured Richard Wood, and his face tells its story. And Lee Camp getting some more stick from the Derby supporters. That is not the end that he wants to be spending the next 25 minutes from. Missed the replay. It was a really weak back pass, not quite sure it was, but criminal defending by the Millers. They're going to make 2 changes. Leon Best is coming on as well shortly, and Derby are rampant now. Here comes Hendrick. Hendrick edge of the penalty area. Hendrick with a square ball. Johnson with a chance. Johnson blocked by Kelly. Comes out to the far side. Olsen level the edge of the penalty area. Infield for Bryson. Looks for Olsen again. Good interception by Grant Ward, who will carry it forward here for Rotherham United. Out to the right-hand side of Frackington. Lays it off for Green. Rides a challenge. Green hooked towards halfway. Plays it out to the right-hand side once more. Now it comes in field for Grant Ward. Great move this by the Millers. Grant Ward, edge of the area. Grant Ward just runs into traffic though. And he had a chance to cross the ball there. And Derby will bring it clear. And I fear Rotherham United here. Goal difference could play a part towards the end of the season. They need to stick a wedge in and make sure this doesn't turn into a rout, you know. Derby fans bouncing up and down in that away end. To the right of our commentary position. Have it on halfway with Craig Bryson. Now Keogh brings it forward. Gets it back from Tomic. Infield into the centre circle, and Bryson. Here's Johnson. Johnson down the left-hand side. Just keep ball for Derby at the moment. They've got a very comfortable lead now. And I think Rotherham United are going to spend a lot of time chasing shadows here for the last 23 minutes or so. Keogh brings it forward from the back. Drops it off to Bryson in the centre circle. Full update on all the other scores elsewhere in the Premier League. Bournemouth 2, Swansea 2, Stoke 1, Southampton 2. In the Championship full-time from earlier, Blackburn 1, Leeds United 2, Bolton 1, Preston 1, Cardiff 1, Ipswich 0, Fulham 1, Bristol City 0, Hull 1, MK Dons 1, as Derby just continue to play the ball around on halfway. Miller's still waiting to make these changes. Forest 0, Wednesday 2, QPR 2, Brentford 0 as Green wins it back from Rotherham United, brings it over halfway. Derbyshire to his left-hand side. Green is challenged though by Thorne. Hatton wins it back, but it rebound falls to Hendrick, and Derby will pour forward once again here. Over halfway is Bryson, midway through the Rotherham United half. Bryson still going to the left-hand side, and Martin cross into the area, one bounce into the hands of Lee Camp. Huddersfield 1, Burnley 3, completing scores in the Championship. In League 1, the local sides: Barnsley 0, Southend 1, Bradford 2, Doncaster 0, Chesterfield 1, Walsall 2, and Sheffield United 2, Oldham 0. Here come the substitutions for Rotherham United. Derbyshire replaced by Newell. 69 minutes gone here for these changes. And we're going to see Best probably come on for Danny Ward, I think, here. That's actually Paul Green is coming on for. So change in shape for Rotherham United surely then. Best and Ward through the middle. So now we're going to change things around here. Best and Ward, sure if they are going through another. Ward's going to go wide on one side and Neil wide on the other. We'll soon find out. Derby bring it forward. 69 minutes gone. Rotherham 0, Derby 3. 3 second half goals have put Darren Wassell's side firmly in control here at the AES Seal New York Stadium. And Derby now playing the game at their pace, as you'd expect. Christie's going to take the throw. Short it goes to Martin. Back with Christie to halfway. Christie once again gets it back from Martin, and he's advancing forward. Christie. Challenge comes in from Mattock. Picked up by Hendrick in the central area to the edge of the box, and Ince looks offside, and the flag stayed down. Ince gets a left-footed shot away, which is straight into the midriff there of Lee Camp, who hangs on. Rotherham United just seem to have been knocked for 6 by those 2 quick-fire goals. Completely lost their way now. Camp over halfway towards Best. Best flicks on straight through to Scott Carson. Fair routine that for Derby County to deal with. How much of an impact will these changes make for Neil Warnock? Probably already thinking about next Saturday's trip to Ipswich Town in terms of what players can do to influence his decision on selection there. Derby have it inside their own half. It's Thorne playing it backwards. And Shackle into the centre circle, gives it straight to Richie Smallwood. Now Grant Ward, Fecklington running in front of him. Kelly getting forward from right back. Grant Ward ignores both those options, comes back in field, and Smallwood plays it to the right hand side, and Broadfoot down the line for Kelly. Kelly wasn't the best of balls from Broadfoot, can't control it. That's how to play for Derby. Throw midway through their own half. Inside the final 20 minutes. It's going to be a long 20 minutes if you're a Rotherham United supporter, because it's Rotherham 0, Derby 3. Smallwood into Newell. Back to Smallwood again. Broadfoot inside his own half here, the Rotherham United captain. Floats one forward onto the chest of Best. Chests it down for Newell. Newell holds off the challenge of Johnson. Central area, passes it to Smallwood. Back to Newell again. Into the edge of the penalty area in Fecklington. Fecklington might have a go here. He does. Left-footed, gets underneath it. Over the bar into the cop end. But decent bit of build-up play. And there's something at the end of it as well, because Scott Carson has got precious little to do in this game. Derby going to make 2 changes. Going to bring on Darren Bent and Nick Blackman. Blackman had a great game here for Reading. Start of the season. Thought he was excellent on that day. Since joined Derby County. Former Sheffield United striker. And Bent, of course. Can put Ipswich amongst his former clubs. Can put Aston Villa in there. Spurs. Scored goals for England as well. A great career, Darren Bent. Peripherally just a substitute for Derby these days. He is Leon Best back to goal for Rotherham United. Twisting and turning. He's got a bit of space to run into here. Now play to the left-hand side and Newell. Cross into the area. Grant Ward coming in, headed away. Kelly into the box. Kelly gets a shot away, blocked. I think it might be blocked by Fecklington. It comes out for Hendrick, who will bring the ball forward for Derby County. Short pass to the left-hand side. And Johnson. Yellow boots of Bradley Johnson. Goes backwards and Thorne. And Derby have it on the edge of their own penalty area now. Once again in keep ball mode. Best and Blackman waiting patiently to come on. There'll be a chance for Darren Wassall to rest 1 or 2 here, with the job seemingly done for Derby County. Keogh to Bryson. Bryson midway through the Rotherham United half. Bryson to the edge of the area. Martin looks to the return ball. Bryson, can he turn in the box? Looks up. It's forced back outside of the area. Plenty of options to his right. Comes to Thorne. Controls it. Now Christie down the right-hand side. Comes back in field. Thorne gives it away to Mattock. Newell deep inside his own half. Johnson trying to get the ball back. He goes back to Mattock, who feeds it up towards Best. I thought he was impeded, nothing given. And it's cleaned up here by George Thorne. It's still 3-0 to Derby, and still Derby look to make these changes near side. Well, MK Dons still 1 apiece in the Championship. Final 15 minutes here at the ASC New York Stadium. Derby on the left with Thorne. And they want to throw there 15 yards inside the Rotherham United half. And finally, Darren Wassall can make the 2 changes of Darren Bent, who's going to come on for Chris Martin after a howler of a miss. Did atone for that one by scoring the Ram's second goal, he was heavily involved in the tapping for Ince for the third goal as well. Gets a standing ovation from the Derby fans. Another goal-scoring season for the big number 9, who's turned himself into a real favourite at the iPro Stadium. While they're making these changes, we'll run through these scores. Still Bournemouth 2, Swansea 2 and Stoke 1, Southampton 2 in the Premier League. In the Championship, Bolton 1, Preston 1, Cardiff 1, Ipswich 0, Fulham 1, Bristol City 1 now, Hull 1, Milton Keynes Dons 1, Nottingham Forest 0, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Queen's Park Rangers 3, Brentford 0 and Huddersfield 1, Burnley 3. The second change is George Thorne coming off to replace by Nick Blackman. League 1, Barnsley 0, Southend 1, Bradford 2, Doncaster 0, Chesterfield 1, Walsall 3 and Sheffield United 2, Oldham 0. Blackman's going through the middle with Bent and staying on the right. Hendrick and Bryson in the middle. I think Johnson's going to play it on that left-hand side. Holding the ball in the corner currently Johnson. Pushes out to Broadford, who clears into the stand for a Derby throw. Level with the edge of the Rotherham United penalty area. And Olsen going to take it by the corner flag. Short to Blackman, his first touch coming off the bench. Tracked all the way here by Kurt Broadford, and Blackman's lost it here. Here's Leon Best, chance for a counter-attack for Rotherham United. Already inside the Derby county half down the right-hand side. Leon Best is all on his own though, not really getting forward to help him here. Kelly now, and Grant Ward came in towards him. Best doing well to roll it to Frecklington. Frecklington edge of the box, can't work himself into a shooting position. Then he's tripped Richard Keogh, who looks really at Frecklington for that foul, and a free kick to Rotherham United on the edge of their own. To Derby County, sorry, on the edge of their own penalty area. It's good work there from Best. It's a fine Frecklington. They just got crowded out in the end. "13 minutes remaining. 3-0 to the visitors. Keep our eyes firmly peeled on scores from elsewhere. Too much damage so far for the Mills in terms of what's happening elsewhere as Broadfoot clears his lines. Looking at a live league table situation at the bottom, they would be 2 points behind Milton Keynes Dons and a further 3 behind Bristol City and Fulham. 6 in front of Charlton, who still have a game in hand, 8 in front of Bolton. To take into account the run of games Rotherham United have had: Sheffield Wednesday, Middlesbrough, Derby, then Ipswich. Coming into this game, if it had told me, we would have had 6 points from those first 2. I'd have been shocked, to be honest with you. Rotherham United can just stay in touch. Games after the visit to the trip to Ipswich are very, very winnable. The likes of Leeds here at New York Stadium. We play Blackburn, we play Wolves. We play Milton Keynes Dons away, of course, Bristol City. These are all very much winnable games for Rotherham United. 12 minutes to go here. Derby have a throw in the left full-back position. Held up the line. Flicked out of play then by Johnson for a Rotherham throw on the right-hand side. Level with the edge of the penalty area. In towards Best. Headed away. Grantwell gets a foot on the ball, but can only find Jeff Hendrick. Hendrick forced wide. Already been thrown there, but Grantwell kept it in. Playing now to Best, holds the ball up. Former Derby man. Lays it off to Smallwood. Rolls it on to Frecklington towards the edge of the box, just overran it. Derby clear. Flick on by Danny Ward then from a ball forward by Collins, straight through to the goalkeeper Carson, who waits for Danny Ward to come close before picking up the ball. We've got 11 minutes remaining. Carson plays long. It's Johnson wrestling with Kelly, and Broadfoot will clear up towards halfway. Can't be kept in by Grant Ward, and it's a throw into Derby County on the left-hand side, bang on halfway. Carson clears long for Derby County. Out to this near side, taken down his chest by Ince. Challenge comes in from Newell, ball's out of play. It's a Derby throw, right hand side. Applause there from Darren Wassall, the Derby County manager. Very animated individual, I've got to say. He has his heart on his sleeve. 3-0 Sheffield United lead against Oldham in League One. Short throw. Christie gets it back. A little back heel there now for Bryson. Outside of his right boot. Plays it into the centre circle, and Jason Shackle. Shackle thought about going cross-field, but switches it to his partner in crime, Keogh. Gives it back to Shackle. And now coming short is Hendrick to the left-hand side. Not really a lot to talk about here. Derby are just popping the passes, and Rotherham United are just knowing that the game has gone, really, are just trying to keep solid and trying to prevent further damage, really, which I think is probably the best they can hope for. Bad day at the office, but listen, playing against the cream of the championship, you're not going to win them all. The important thing is Rotherham United stay in touch, like I said before, that run of games throughout April. There's 8 games in April. It can change very quickly. Ball out to the near side, and Ince stays on side, edge of the penalty area, plays it infield. Blackman into the box, gets it back here, but a good challenge by Freckington, avoids the shot. Loose ball comes out to Bryson, who fires it into the Derby fans behind Lee Camp's goal. Eight and a half minutes to go. Still 1-1 Hull and Milton Keynes Dons. They're a bit behind Rotherham United's game. Still 1-1 between Fulham and Bristol City as well. Flick on from Camp's restart by Leon Best. Keogh watch it out of play. Throw to Derby in the right full-back position. Derby are going to get ready for another change shortly. Coaching staff just whistling down to the near side for a substitution. I think maybe Lyman may be coming on soon for Derby. I'm a Villa man, a Manchester City player, Australian international. Hassan's out of play. Derby throw. 3-0 QPR lead over Brentford. Definite Derby pace now as Christie gets it back from Hendrick. Keogh closed down by Danny Ward, and he's giving it away here to Grant Ward. Grant Ward looks like to return it to Danny Ward, in on goal. Danny Ward! Beautiful finish. That was an excellent goal for Rotherham United. Danny Ward deserves that for his endeavour. 83 minutes gone. He chased down Keogh, made a mistake. Grant Ward then played a terrific ball in behind, and Danny Ward kept his composure, stroked it beyond Scott Carson. Merely a consolation, do we think? 83 minutes gone, Rotherham United 1, Derby County 3. Could be important, that, you know, in terms of goal difference if it goes down to that. And from the restart, it's a loose back pass, but Carson gets there and fires downfield. Johnson heads on for Blackman. Support from Ince if he wants to do that, but he's going himself, Nick Blackman. Wins it out of play, Rotherham throw. Small will leave it for Matic. Matic towards halfway, flipped on by Danny Ward, straight to Hendrick. Now Blackman, midway through the Rotherham United half, feeds it in for Ince. He's lost the ball, ball foot clears, put it up in the air by Christie. Danny Ward backing away there with Cyrus Christie, who's clipped it into the channel. Collins here for Rotherham United, takes a touch and then hammers it downfield, looking for Leon Best, chests it down. And Freckington into the channel. Newell will get to this at the byline. Newell cuts into the penalty area. Newell, still going Newell, chance of a shot here. Newell, blocked to the near post, gone behind. Rotherham United all of a sudden have come alive. Corner kick at the top end. Joe Newell, really fleet of foot there to get into a shooting position. Combination of Carson and defender blocking at the near post. Corner to Rotherham. Newell will take it left-footed. An outswing up to the near post. It's poor. It's headed away. And as far as Matic. That's a poor ball as well to Freckington, who gets there. Back to Matic. That's better. On to Grant Ward. Grant Ward might have a shot here. Grant Ward does have a shot and it's blocked. And it's coming behind. It will be another corner to Rotherham United. Suddenly found something here, the Millers. If they get another goal now, you just never know, do you? Could be quite a tall order though to turn the legal deficit around. Newell again, left footed, better corner this time, up with the head, it's on it down, chance of the back stick, get it out, and over the line surely, the lines are flanked up, it's a goal! Rotherham United have somehow forced it over the line. I don't know who scored the goal, but I think it was Leon Best who got the final touch. It was, I just watched the replay, headed into ground, just forced it over the line. 2 goals in quick succession, this time for the Millers. 85 minutes gone, Rotherham United 2, Derby County 3. And now it's game on. Is that Leon Best's first goal for Rotherham United? It could well be. Bit of debate about whether it went over the line or not, but the line's unflagged, and all of a sudden they've got a completely different atmosphere now. The ball down the other end, and a chance here for Darren Bent, and he scuffed the shot straight into the hands of Lee Camp, and he could have put the game to bed there again. Well, this was plodding away to a comfortable win for Derby, but Rotherham United have got the goal and found a bit of belief all of a sudden, and they've got a full 4.5 minutes plus stoppage time to get what would be an incredible and unlikely point here at the AESL New York Stadium. Smallwood turns it forward and away by Keogh. Now Darren Bent goes down, no free kick given. Danny Collins goes long towards the far side. Best slipped initially, but there was another slip there, and Blessed just get his head to the ball, but it's just in front of Newell. And Derby, who are panicking all of a sudden. They're over halfway, forward by Collins, one in the air by Hendrick, forward by Matic now. Danny Ward flicks it round the corner, Newell will give chase, away by Richard Keogh. Danny Ward underneath it, pushes it back for Hendrick, nothing given by the referee, play on, Mills have got it. Smallwood forward, towards Grant Ward, headed away, nodded down by Danny Ward, now Newell. Newell flicks it round the corner, Danny Ward into the box, Danny Ward, can he force it into the area, headed away by Bryson and cleared by Hendrick. Throw it near side to Rotherham United, Cop end, level the edge of the penalty area. If only Halford was playing, they could have hurled this one into the box. Short it goes to Smallwood. So Grant Ward, can he turn edge of the box? Grant Ward gets his shot away. Grant Ward save, low to his right hand side by Scott Carson. Comfortable save in the end, but Grant Ward found a lot of room on the edge of the box there. And Darren Wassall is very animated once again, but for completely different reasons now, as he looks to see if his side can see this one out. With 3 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. Long from Matic. Headed away by Keogh. Comes out for the near side and Kelly. Infield for Smallwood. Small back to halfway. This is Broadfoot. Broadfoot on the charge on the right hand side. Forward it goes. Headed away. Straight back to Richie Smallwood. Plays it for Danny Ward. Ward looks to the left hand side and he's got Joe Matic there. Matic controls it. It was a poor pass. Did well there, Matic. Now Smallwood. Here's Frecklington towards Newell. That was poor as well. Derby clear, but into the stand for a Rotherham throw. 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Rotherham 2, Derby 3. Still Hull 1, MK Dons 1. Wednesday gone 3-0 up on Nottingham Forest now. Still one apiece between Fulham and Bristol City. Bournemouth lead Swansea 3-2. Long forward. Flicked on by Kelly. That will go behind. Thorne's going to see this one out for a goal kick to Derby County. Grandstand finish then. In the AESL New York Stadium. Danny Ward gets the sponsors man of the match. He's not giving it up, Danny Ward. He's worked ever so hard in this game. And he's part of the reason why this game is right on a knife edge here. Here come Derby. Challenge from Broadfoot on Bent. Matic heads away. Derby have it midway through the Rotherham United half. That's Christie surrendering possession to Newell, who's fouled by Cyrus Christie. Free kick in the left full-back position to Rotherham United. Can they fashion one more opportunity at the AESL New York Stadium? Final minute of this game, plus whatever the fourth official is going to add on at the end of the 90. Not expecting loads, I must admit, as Camp goes long towards Danny Ward, edge of the area. Headed away by Keogh. Attacking throw to Rotherham United, left-hand side. Matic is going to leave it for Newell. Newell's got a reasonably sized throw in his armoury, so can he get it in towards the near post here and Danny Ward and Kirk Crawford, who's gone forward. In it goes from Newell towards Broadfoot. Let go of the heads, headed away by Derby to the edge of the penalty area. Then further clear by Blackman. On his far here as Smallwood hoisted into the area. Towards the edge of the box it goes. Can Best control it? He can't. Olsen should clear here. Does via the boot of Leon Best. It will be a goal kick to Derby County. Final 20 seconds. Derby's turn now to slow things right down. See how they're going to do from Scott Carson. 4 officials out. We'll see how much is going to add on at the end of the 90 minutes here. 4 minutes. Wow. Here we go. What a grandstand finish we're in for here. 4 minutes of added time. Can Rotherham United fashion one more opportunity to snatch what was an unlikely point here against Derby County? Mattock heading forward for the Millers. Bentley aside has it. Ball into the channel for Tom Ince. Ince will probably head for the corner here, will he? Twisting and turning up against Mattock. Going to run in straight into Mattock and he's lost the ball. Newell will clear downfield for the Millers. Danny Ward, looked like a foul there. Play on, says the referee. Broadfoot's gone up top now for the Millers. Can't make it stick. And Christie volleys forward straight through to Lee Camp. And they're going to send the bodies forward now, the Millers, as Camp gets ready to hoist this one long for Rotherham United. Right footed towards Danny Ward. It's over his head, away by Keogh. Underneath it is Newell. Heads forward to the edge of the box, and Danny Ward again will carry the threat near to the byline. Hooks in the cross towards back post. Best! Best has scored! Best has scored for Rotherham United! Leon Best at the back post! His second of the afternoon! An unlikely point is on the cards for Rotherham United. 3-0 down. They've got this back. And it's now Rotherham United 3, Derby County 3. Would you believe it? Danny Ward again, man of the match. Did not give that up in the left-hand side. He hooked across to the back post. And Best powered the header into the net. What a turnaround. This game was being played out by Derby County as a routine victory. The Derby manager, Darren Wassall, is not pumping the air anymore. His hands in his pockets. He looks pretty solemn down there. He's checking his watch. He doesn't seem to engage with the fans anymore. Not quite sure why. 3 apiece in stoppage time. Now both sides will fear they can win this. We talked about Rotherham United's never say die attitude. Well, I don't think you need a better example than this. I mean, to be honest with you, some of them look like they're giving it up already. And why would you? 3-0 down against Derby County, you'd have probably thought you were right to. Foul by Frecklinton on Bradley Johnson, deep into stoppage time. Free kick to Derby County at the edge of their penalty area. One apiece still between Hull and Milton Keynes Dons. They're in the 89th minute there. And Rotherham United fans are chanting, Campy, Campy wants to score. Lee Camp is putting his hands to his ear. He's been given a real hard time by those Derby fans behind the goal. And if Rotherham United can hang on for a priceless point here, I suspect they'll probably turn round and a big beaming smile on his face as Danny Ward heads forward for Rotherham United. Our player near side for a throw-in to Derby County. Still time here for an unlikely winner for one of these sides. This game has had everything. A lot of the Rotherham United fans already left. Cook's pretty sparse to the left of our country position. Christie with his throw. Down the line. Best heads in infield towards Ince. Away by Collins. Frecklinton heads further clear. Back forward by Johnson, hooked away by Mattock, a really good clearance over halfway, and Best has got his head to it. Can he get to the second ball? No, it's hooked forward by Bryson. Foot in by Mattock. Broadfoot the defender, headed away. Forward again by Mattock, hooked towards halfway. 9 members of stoppage time. Rotherham 3, Derby 3. Ball into channel, no fight against Ince here. Ince back to goal, lays it back to Christie. Christie up against Newell. Back it goes into the feet of Ince. Is there a winner here maybe for Derby? Ince towards the edge of the penalty area. There goes the tackle, and there's the clearance by Smallwood into the stand. Fielded by Darren Wassall, the Derby manager. A throw taken by Christie. I reckon we've got the 4 minutes of added time, but it's got to be time added on for the goal celebration for Leon Best. Christie hurls it in towards the near post, towards Bent, headed away by Broadfoot. Now Newell. Newell, can he clear it? He can for Rotherham United up towards halfway, and then Best has pushed Keogh in the back and conceded a free kick, and Derby on halfway are not going to get the chance to get the ball in the box. So there's the final whistle, and Rotherham United will celebrate this draw like a victory. They've drawn against Derby County. It feels like a win. 3 apiece. Remember, it was 3-3 here in the Championship last season. Rotherham United 3-0 down and out, all 6 goals in the second half. Derby can't believe what's happened. Darren Wassell's face is an absolute picture. Really is. Goals on 55, 63 and 65. 2 for Ince, 1 for Martin. Derby 3-0 up. Rotherham United pulled back what I described as a consolation in the 83rd minute through Danny Ward. 2 minutes later, Leon Best made it 3-2. All of a sudden it was game on. 90th minute, Leon Best at the back post from a Danny Ward cross, headed in the equaliser. And it's the Derby fans now who are unhappy with their side. Not surprised. How vital a point will that be? And there's Danny Ward taking the applause from their own supporters. An absolute towering display up front from Danny Ward. Still playing elsewhere. Hull City 1, Milton Keynes Dons 1. And Fulham 1, Bristol City 2 is now his latest score. So Bristol City lead against Fulham 2-1. At this moment in time, Rotherham United would still be a point behind MK Dons in the fight for survival. Deep into stoppage time at the KC Stadium. What about this for a comeback for Rotherham United?